It has been an entire year since I made my video on the hashtag Proud to Be YouTube Spotlight for 2016. Honestly, I had hoped that by the time this came back around, their messaging would be different. That maybe some of the things I said in my video would show up in some change in their rhetoric and overall theme. Not necessarily from the video I did on it. I highly doubt that anyone at YouTube Spotlight has seen or even heard of it, but that a natural progression would take place that would make their thoughts on these issues more on point to the reality of the situation. Instead, what we got was this.
We're not gonna give up.
I'm still a proud gay man, okay?
We have to be out and proud and visible where we can for the people where they can't.
Last year when I made my video, I was approaching things in a very different way, in a much more sympathetic way. My thinking back then was trying to reason with these sorts of people and get them to consider things from a different perspective. I'm not at all sure if my message reached anyone in general, but what I am sure of is that not only does this year's Proud to Be video have the exact same problems as last year's, but also that they've managed to make it even worse by not only doubling down, but also by taking this aggressive tone. So what I'm going to do is go through this video statement by statement, and we'll talk about some of the things here and why I find them so egregious.
We've been taught that silence would save us, but it won't.
That's a bit context dependent, don't you think? Because if we're talking about a normal, healthy Western society, then yes, silence will save you, because focusing on the things that make you different from the people around you is akin to drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is where I stand, that's where you stand. Now, for people like yourself who claim to want to be accepted in society, I would expect for the context of that statement to relate to social cohesion, not homogeneity, but cohesion, because these are fundamentally different things. So I'm sure that the rest of this video won't just be you guys pointing out the ways in which LGBT people are different, but how we're all the same, right?
I can't live my life straight because you're straight. I can't. I just gotta live my life for me and do it for me because this is my life.
Sure, but who is asking you to do that? Who said that to you? Who is this directed at? Because for a video aimed at the majority of YouTube users, I don't think you're doing a good job of targeting the people who think this way. I think this is just going to come off as you being preachy to people when what you should be doing is having a conversation with whoever feels this way.
I've done my hair down, I've worn the dresses, I've done things that aren't natural to me to please other people.
Okay, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't really care. This isn't relevant to me. Are you into video games, or maybe do you like science or technology? I mean, you're not really speaking to my interest here. I don't care what you wear, I don't care what you look like, I don't care about what you do. And the only thing I've seen you do so far is have a hairstyle that looks like it's going to eat you. Okay, I have to stop this right here. What is the point of this screen? I don't mind tattoos myself. I actually really like when they're cool or artistic. But these are the kinds of tattoos that someone gets for themselves. They serve as a permanent memento to a particular thought or situation. The cross, the wise up, the number 5 on the wrist, smile kid on the left breast. All of these are symbolic. They're not for other people to see. They're to help the person with the tattoo stay on their life's path by reminding them every single time they look in the mirror. So why are they showing us this display that means absolutely nothing to other people and does nothing to help us relate to this person in any way?
I was told to wipe off my makeup and be a boy. What they should have told me was to be myself.
I agree with you. The only two things that anyone should be telling anyone else is to be a productive member of society and themselves. So I completely agree with you. But one thing though, who are you? You've essentially just told me what you are. You're a trans woman, and that's great and all, but that doesn't tell me anything about who you are. And that's all I care about. That's all anyone cares about. Kung soy mongnong fa, I am into this. Don't judge me. And so is this guy right here. I see you back there.
I want to tell other queer people that it is okay to be yourself. We won't stand for hatred.
LGBTQ plus people are strong and resilient. We're not gonna go away.
Okay, but who is asking you to go away? And on a side note, do you guys hear this music? This is a rallying cry. This video is presented as a battle, or war, but they haven't named an enemy. And so this next person will go on to say,
It's so important that we keep
fighting for the right to be who we are, the right to love whoever we want to love.
No, it's not, because no one is trying to take that right away from you. And even if someone did try to do that, they would fail immediately. Now, I can't speak for other places in the world, but I know my country, the United States. And here it is your constitutional right to love and marry whoever you want as long as they're a consenting adult. Sure, there are some religious nutjobs who demand that the US be their theocratic kingdom, but like I said a minute ago, no one is trying to take that right away from you. And if you didn't catch that, yes, I did just call fundamentalist Christians nobodies. Fight me.
Like all civil rights movements that have gone before, we're not going to give up.
Okay, see, this is the problem. You see yourselves as a civil rights movement in countries that aren't denying you your rights. You have nothing to fight for, and by extension, nothing to gain by fighting. You are rebels without a cause. Great movie starring James Dean, seriously recommend. And if you're one of these social justice types, this should be your catcher in the rye, which, by the way, you should also read if you haven't. But like I said, you people are trying to fight a battle that doesn't exist. You'll throw out your war cries.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Yes, stand and deliver. We must persevere. That's fine. But what are you standing against? Who are you fighting back against? You don't have any real enemies anywhere. So you're finding enemies everywhere, including amongst the people who would ostensibly be on your side. I am a lesbian, and I really despise this video. You guys are ruining all the hard-gained social acceptance and rights for us by shoving your agenda down our throats. If you want to be respected again as a movement, fight for the real issues, like for example the treatment of gays in Muslim countries and communities. I'm staying away from the community. You disappointed quite a lot. This is the second highest voted comment on this video, that I am sure will be ignored by the organizers of YouTube Spotlight, despite the fact that everything she said is right. So, I'll end this video by reiterating what I said in response to last year's video, for everyone who thinks this video sends a positive message, and for YouTube Spotlight on the off chance they actually see it. A message like this is ultimately harmful to the idea of acceptance and equality. Instead of focusing on the ways in which we're all different, you need to shine a spotlight on the things that make us all the same. YouTube has a few very large demographics, and each of them should be shown LGBT people who share their interests, people that they can relate to on their own level. Don't show me a bunch of LGBT people talking about their trials and tribulations, because at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't care to put them through more hardships, and I don't care about the hardships they've been through. The only thing I'm going to care about is who these people are in the here and now. Show me an LGBT person of any variety who defines themselves as a gamer. Show me someone I can play 7 Days to Die with, or Don't Starve with. Hell, show me someone I can play Minecraft with at a bare minimum, and I'll give them the time out of my day. Show me someone I can have a political discussion with who would actually be interested in engaging with the other side on at least some issues, and then I'll really care. But until then, get out of here with this preachy bullshit that you're trying to shove down everyone's throats, because this isn't bringing anyone together. The only thing this does is drive people apart. And it's annoying.